probably getting to bed about 4 o'clock, which is why I feel the way I do. Now, speaking of which, morning. Some night, huh? Now, there is nothing like a good road trip with your friends, so what do you say we enjoy these cars and take it for a nice cruise down the coast? It's not a race? Well, at least not until we get there. Oh, you might want to keep your eyes on the road. Looks like rain.
What is up, my Squirtlites? It's I, your king. Welcome you back to more Let's Play Forza Horizon 2. In the last episode, we started our little festival here in Italy, and we won our first race. And in this episode, we're going to be taking a road trip. So let's go. Oh, man, this is a 6-mile road trip. I have 8 minutes to get there, which I should be able to get a healthy amount of experience if I do it. So I'm going to be talking about the progression systems more in this episode, hopefully. The game should be opening up relatively soon, but for now, let's just head on into the menu so I can actually talk about a couple things. Oh, you know what? Actually, it's not going to let me, is it? Well, then screw that. We're going to keep going. Okay, screw it then. That's fine. So let's make our turn and let's get a move on. So, as you can see right now, I am starting to get bonuses. You see, I just got great drift, new personal best, 540, so on and so on. You get skills for all sorts of things in this game. It tracks pretty much everything you do. And so long as you don't crash in the middle of your combo, you can rack up a huge skill bonus. One of the best ways of doing that is going through fields like these, where you can just crash into everything. This is actually useful for progression. There are two ways of progression in this game. One is through experience, and the other one is through skill points, which is what I'm racking up right now. And if I don't crash, I should be able to get a lot of right there. That awards me with, well, a single skill point, which I can use to unlock certain skills in a tree right here.
Is the perk screen. You can use your skill point to unlock a perk.
So this perk that it's going to give me first is going to allow me to earn XP alongside my skill chains when I bank them. There are so many other options. So as you can see, Drift Star, Daily Double. I can earn a double reward from daily Drivatar payouts, which, by the way, I'll explain that in a minute too when it comes to Drivatars. Oh, there's so much to talk about. Clean Streaks, rival events, skill chains. As you can see, these cost more and more the further out in the tree I go, but they're a lot better bonuses. This is one of 2 skill trees. There's another one that's also for your experience. We're going to unlock this one because it's kind of mandatory at this point, and it will allow us to unlock ones only next to it in the skill tree.
Also opens up new perks for you to get next time you've earned a skill point.
So from there, let's keep driving. Let's get around this guy. So speaking of Drivatars, having your own Drivatar end up in other people's games will give you Drivatar payouts depending on how well they do. So basically, in essence, you almost get rewarded for not playing the game. The longer you are away from the game, actually I shouldn't even say that because you can still get Drivatar payouts while you're playing. But basically, the more your Drivatar ends up in other races, the more experience and credits you'll come back to when you're done, which is kind of nice because you need credits to buy yourself cars. So you just basically accumulate money while not playing, which is kind of interesting. It's an interesting concept, but like I said, this game rewards you for pretty much everything you do, which is nice, and it's constantly ramping up, but it also feels like you're constantly progressing as a result, which is a good feeling for a player to have. Something I will say about Forza that is a major criticism that I think a lot of people have that's fair with Forza is that there is a lot of microtransactions. You can technically, if you wish, buy every single car in this game with real world money, which is a totally fair criticism to make, except to counteract that, I would say every single car is absurdly priced for the amount that they would cost in real life money. Like, some of the best cars in this game, you're going to need to pay out like upwards of like $80 to $100 instead of just playing in game if you want to unlock that. That's absurd! For one car that's marginally better than cars that are not all that much better, that are like a lot cheaper than it, that's absurd. Why would anybody ever do that? So I don't really think that anyone's in their right mind is actually going to do something like that. And not to mention, even with that ability, you know, the ability to be able to buy everything you want in this game, the game just constantly and consistently rewards you. You're always getting something every time you're playing. Me just driving down this road, barely missing a car, is giving me skill points. Which, that's good. That's progression. That's things that games need to be having nowadays, and a lot of games do not have. They lack, which is, I feel like, is a problem. With a lot of these games that do try to hawk services and things like that. And Forza is one of those games that really nails it, really gets it right. I can't speak for Motorsport. Again, I know that series has had a lot more criticism on it than the Horizon series has, and from the sounds of it, for good reason. But as far as Horizon goes, I feel consistently and constantly rewarded, and never for even a second do I have the temptation to buy anything with real-world money, except for the DLCs, so I can play more. So, with that said, we are finally about to arrive here at the at the festival, and I'm slipping around as much as I could possibly manage. So let's say hi to the guys here. With my, wow, really beat up car. I don't think I crashed that much.
Hey, Ashley, I didn't know you were here today.
Yeah, with that rain, we had a few spin outs. My work's all piled up.
Hey, guys, this is Ashley. She's in charge of garage services for Horizon.
Hey, guys. If you need anything, tuning, painting, upgrades, spares, whatever, come to me. I got you covered.
Okay, getting down here was a bit of fun, but now it's time to get serious. I want to find out who's the best driver.
Aren't you the best driver, Ben? They ought to race against you. Come on.
I paid her to say that. Okay, we've got a bunch of events arranged around this area.
And so now, the map begins to open up.
Horizon, featuring nearly 700 events. You can take part in all of them while you're here. We'll do one championship at each location, and then the road trip moves on to its next destination. The championship you enter is determined by the car you've chosen to drive. You're driving the Z4, so I've signed you up for the Castelletto Sports Championship. This will be a 3-race championship. Go ahead and choose which one you'd like to attempt first.
So I was going to explain that, but I kind of already have explained that, and yeah, I figured it was just better to let him talk. But the one thing I do want to mention while I'm here is this, an XP board. And we're going to talk about that as soon as I select this. So let's get out of here. Before I head over there, let's go find this XP board just so I can show you what that looks like real quick. And it's actually not that far away from here. So, experience boards are, well, actually little signboards that are placed all throughout the game. And they give you just straight up experience for smashing into them. So we're going to head on back here. And as you can see, boom, 7,500 experience for free just for hitting that. Really, really nice bonus to have, actually. So those are all over the game. They're not the only kind of thing that you can break. There are other things as well, but right. So that's the other one he was talking about, was fast travel signs. They give you discounts. So that's one of the big things about this game is cost. It actually costs money to fast travel. As you can see right down there, well, in that case, it actually does say 0 credits. But most of the time, if you want to fast travel around the map, it costs money to do so. Not real-world money, in-game money. So it's not something you really want to be doing all that often, but if you smash a lot of fast travel boards throughout the game, which are just like those XP boards, except for they have a different symbol on them, you were able to lower that discount until eventually it is completely free, and you can just hop around the map at will. So let's do this thing. Let's jump on into our race. So usually when you're doing races, it tries to grab drivatars that are from your friends list, actually. This is a brand new Xbox Live account that I have made, and also I am not using Xbox Live Gold, so I don't know how much that's going to affect it. But I don't actually have any friends on this account because I literally made this account today. So that's why I don't have like anyone I recognize in this. So it should just be grabbing people at random, I would hope. So let's do this thing. Let's just jump right on in. And I have to definitely work a little bit harder now that I don't have the rewind feature. So let's do this thing. Okay, so I'll just tail behind these guys, get some drafting in. Use that to my advantage. Thank you. That was a good pass. That is what the game refers to as a slingshot. It's a little bit of a dirty trick, but it totally works. But here we start to get a disadvantage. And so I'm actually going to be hopping into the garage pretty soon just so I can tune this car up a little bit better because I definitely have a weak top speed, but I do have the acceleration, or sorry, I have a weak acceleration. I have the top speed necessary to pass these guys, but my acceleration is just kind of poor, not going to lie. So if I can get around these two, I should be smooth sailing. From here, rely on your turns and you should be fine. There we go. So that's really all it takes. And now we just don't crash. Easier said than done, am I right? One thing I do like is that this game is entirely trigger based, which it just feels more natural to drive that way. I know a lot of games still use the A or the X button or whatever to for driving. It just doesn't feel natural anymore. I just love the dual trigger system. It's so much more intuitive, I feel like, when using a controller anyway. I've never thought about that. What is it? Do racing games on PC, correct me if I'm wrong, do racing games on PC actually utilize mouse and keyboard? Like, does it make you turn with your mouse? Or does everybody who does that just use a frickin' wheel or a controller? Because, I don't know, that seems like the least intuitive thing ever, if I'm being honest. Mostly because these games are so freaking touchy that any sudden movements would just screw you over big time. So I absolutely slaughtered them, which is why I'm probably going to be cranking up the difficulty for the next race. Because, wow, that was really easy. I beat them by 5 whole seconds. So now, that has put us up to level 2, which means I actually have experience points that I can spend. Which is not going to honestly be that hard to do, especially because something that this game does not have that is, oh, thank goodness, honestly, and that is a huge criticism I have of most racing games, is it doesn't have rubber banding. At all. It really doesn't, which I get it. It's supposed to be artifice of difficulty and artificial competitiveness and stuff like that. I think it's stupid, personally. I think you should be able to tailor a game the way you want it, and you should be able to play it as difficultly as you want it, and you should be rewarded for playing well, and you shouldn't have somebody always tailing your ass no matter how well you're playing. Personally. So another thing you can do is after you finish a race, you can basically do a ghost race against somebody and try to beat your time, and thus beating them, and you can get a little bit of a reward for it. I'm not going to do that right now. However, I did just level up, so I get a spin for a prize. Oh, this looks like a gambling economy, isn't it? I'm sure you could buy plenty of these. Well, no, you can't actually buy these wheel spins. This is 100% earned in-game. There's no other way to get it. So don't even think about for a second that that's in any way like opening a loot box. It's not. So let's get on the world map and let's head to another race. Actually, I got an XP board I can go smash. So I am going to do that really quickly before we head over to the next race. Should I make changes to my car? I think I won't worry about that right now, if I'm being honest. Let's get through this tournament first, and then I will worry about another car. Because I would like to do I would like to use a new car in every single tournament. Throughout this entire Let's Play, because this is going to be a little bit of a long one, and there are so many freaking cars to choose from. It's kind of insane. So this takes me right to the XP board. That one's a very easy one to find, so that one's only 1,000 XP. And from there, we will move to the world map and turn right back around, because I just wanted that XP, man. I just wanted that XP. So I'll get into like XP farms later and all the other little tricks you can use to make your experience a little bit easier throughout this game in a later video. But racking up skill points is definitely one of the easiest things you can do to make everything a lot easier. One thing you do need to know about combo chains, though, is you can't do the same thing twice in a row. You do have to mix things up. So as you can see, when I hit that, I get a wreckage bonus. I hit another one, it's not a wreckage bonus. I don't get a second wreckage bonus in a row. I just get the one. Also, there's a fast travel board. So, like I said, you have to mix it up if you want to keep your skill chain going. Otherwise, it's just going to flatline and you're not going to get the bonus that you wanted. So let's head over this way. I'm actually going to go off-roading because that's going to give me a few bonuses. We get some air. There we go. That helps out a little bit. And we should be good. All right, good skill points, too. So, ladies and gentlemen, that is going to be it for this episode of Let's Play Forza Horizon 2. I hope you all enjoyed it very, very much. And I will see you all in the next one.